I see Kendall, bro. I'm not gonna bother like the old people used to do with us.
You remember me? Nigga, no. Ever seen
Nigga, I don't know you.
17, nigga. Oh, we're live?
I just pressed it.
Is the beat playing?
Yeah, beat is.
Hey, it's the TheRawHype, baby. It's your boy Black Fergus, aka Hype.
It's indeed Rebel, and this is indeed
TheRawHype. Back for another week of that thing.
Dang.
You hear that beat playing?
Yeah, we back for another week of talking. We do this shit often.
Yeah.
Every week, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
If you ain't subscribed to nothing, go ahead and do that.
Ooh.
Go find you a website with our name on it. Go ahead and click subscribe. It ain't a game, homie. We go ahead, we do things we explain later. Like, why did we say that and not this? Why did they say that? You saw me going. I need to drink water. I got cotton mouth, so I couldn't get those.
I like this beat. I ain't gonna rap on it, but I do like it.
That beat it did have the wheel started turning.
Oh, I swear.
Oh, we got Emmy in the house.
Emmy in the building, man. It's been a while, man.
It's been a while. If you were old raw hyper, you should know him then. And if you don't, well, go ahead and tune in. And if you remember him, go on the phone a friend. So we can all chill and relax and talk and kick back, just catch up on old times, old hoes, old grind. You can go ahead and do the shit that we...
Well, don't do
I'm trying to relax, man.
Can we start it, bro, before you let this
Do you
bitch
want
on
me to
fire?
let an album go? Do you want me to spit and you go like, how's that go? That ball you spit, that shit was so remarkable. Every time you do it, this shit so fluent. I be wondering to myself how that nigga do it. It's the Lord in me, man, it's the God in me. He be working hard with me. Oh yeah, the Lord with me. He know that I gets busy when it comes to spitting flows like this. And anytime they're freestyling, no, I do not miss. I'm like Kobe at the free throw. Yo, homie in the Hino. Every time that I spit it, it's money like a casino. It's me.
I wanted to.
I thought you was tired, man.
I was thinking about it, but boy, man. Damn, where were you even playing this beat from, man?
Oh, there you go. It's on the chrome. It's on the chrome.
It's on the chrome, baby. Let's get it on. Look, man, the beat had to stop when God was finna touch it. You hear me? Man, that nigga rebellion, boy.
That was crazy.
That nigga in his bag, man. What's up, man? How
What's
you
up,
living,
gentlemen, man? Back for another week of that fame.
I just noticed, man, our subscriber has been going up, man.
And people been finally getting on the train, man. They late.
Man. We need I'm finna get us there, bro. I got some tricks up my sleeve, man.
They
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Before we get to talking about anything that makes sense, I like to play this.
Here we go, man.
Uh-huh.
Could you turn that off and give me a lighter? Look, I hate when you do this. And the reason that I hate it is because for two reasons. I do not want to talk about the vaccine, okay? And two, we just talked about the vaccine. And shout out to Juvie, though, man. We're not talking about it.
We're not talking about the vaccine. And where we talked about that was on Patreon. So shout out to the potential Patreons who haven't became Patreon yet. They won't hear that conversation.
Right.
And it's very important to know and to say what Emmy said on there was essentially they trying to get your kids vaxxed up, yo.
By playing this old ass
By
nigga?
playing shit. But you know
They're
how people
trying to get us vaxxed up. That's to us.
When you hear the 99 to 2000, you know what's coming.
You know what it is.
You need to get a vaccine, huh?
Crazy, huh? You need to get that scene, huh? You want to be on the scene, huh?
You don't even know what I mean, huh? People are like, what are they talking about? Juvenile guys.
But no, man.
Right.
The only thing I wanted to say, because y'all talked about it and I didn't say anything.
Yeah, so you said I'm gonna talk about it.
Because I was like, hey, we have another opportunity. No, I just
Perspective. He didn't get his perspective.
I ain't get my shit off.
This nigga got the Johnson & Johnson and the Moderna joint already. And they're like, man, just give me both of them old, bro.
Give me all three.
Why isn't like Justin Timberlake doing a Vax song?
Oh no, but maybe like they look at it like white people are smart enough to get the vaccine. Niggas too dumb. I know where to make them get it.
Put it in their music.
Man, it's fresh. I know you can't stand it. Like, he spit a verse on that bitch, too. They had to get paid a lot to do that. Because you really take what Juvenile is known for and you made it a mockery.
And you paid them enough to be okay with it.
Yeah, and if you gave them $500,000 a piece, I would say most people would do that.
Shit, I'd do it for them.
I'd be in that bitch.
Vaxity!
Welcome to the Raw Hype, brought to you by the vaccine.
Which one?
All of them. Ain't got the vaccine, turn this shit off because I hate you. But I would say that for 500 G's, you know?
And that's the world we're going into. Because if you look at even like basketball and shit now, how they have the fucking
I hate that, bro.
It pisses me off.
Like, if you buy an authentic jersey, do it have that on it?
That's a good question.
Like how the basketball jersey got like Wish and Chime and shit.
Oh yeah, they got all of that stuff.
Like, if you buy an authentic jersey, it'll have Wish on it. I mean, it's not authentic if it don't.
It should.
I would not buy a jersey with advertising Wish on it, bro.
It should.
Wish gonna have to give me some stocks.
It should. If it's
authentic.
If you get a game jersey,
yeah.
If you get a game jersey, it should have it on there. But it's probably not.
They're the replicas.
Jerseys.
Yeah,
it's replicas.
exactly. If you get the authentic bitch, I'm telling you, it's on there.
Yeah, if you get a game jersey, it's gonna be on there because that's the ones.
That's why I get throwbacks.
Yeah.
You get the one. You gotta get one of them jerseys that LeBron take off his back and throw it in the crowd.
Before, for real, before the bullshit, the throwbacks, they ain't got Wish on them.
What all that is opening, because you know NASCAR and them niggas been doing that shit. Yeah. But all that is opening up is for anything to be sponsored and shit now. Like you go in the Publix, you got Hellman's sponsored by Pfizer. Yeah. You know, scratch the back of your Hellman's jar and you can get a free vaccination.
The American Heart Association be paying like Cheerios and shit to put their shit on there from the. It ain't approved. They don't look at all the cereals and say this the top cereal. Put our stamp on it. Like they get paid to do that shit. And it's so crazy because it's not advertised as that, if that's what it is, but that's what it is. That's very unfair to us as the consumer. It's extremely
unfair. The other day, I used to eat Honey Nut Cheerios, and then I realized the other day when I was reading the box, I'll edit. When I was reading the box, that motherfucker got non-GMO corn for the cereal, and it's like, this ain't what y'all used to do before. Bro. So at some point, y'all switched up the corn used for the cereal, and y'all got y'all little healthy tag on the motherfucker.
For the country and for the people with money, the less of us that are here, the better off that we all are, including them. And even us.
It's why like if killing people are also
a big business.
Exactly. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Yep. It's also a part of living. You get your birthday, you get your death. All these things are associated. And the more... I mean,
the world, you would have to help more people if you wanted people to stay alive.
Exactly. I told my lady this shit the other day. I said, instead of finding all these new elaborate ways to kill people, how about they just put restrictions on having more people? Like, y'all shouldn't be able to have... I saw this picture of this lady. She got 10
But
kids.
the reason that they don't do that here is because we pitch the illusion of freedom.
Exactly. But my point is, if you tell people, hey, guys, sorry, but it's either you going to have 3-4 kids or we going to have to kill y'all with, like, popsicles and shit.
It's the truth.
Your kid eats popsicles and they die.
You give me the freedom to have children, but then you show me 5 commercials that kill them.
And you helping me kill them.
Yeah, it's very weird.
And then, too,
this candle's smelling good.
Yeah.
Put a little ash in there.
Every medicine or whatever, they always have some crazy side effects that they skip over real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the commercials.
And the thing is, if the side effects are
if your legs start to fall off after taking our stuff, you should be happy your head didn't explode.
At least you ain't got a headache no more. At least your hair grew back.
It'd be like, if you want a better night's sleep, but you may suffer internal bleeding.
Like, nigga, that feel like that'll wake me up.
You know what I'm saying? I think I might just figure another way to go to sleep.
I would just lay here and watch TV, goddamn. I would just
Honey, while you awake? Well, I feel like...
You know what, nigga? I'm going to be tired tomorrow. Fuck what they talking about. I don't want to take that risk. But yes, that's how I be, bro. You interrupted me when I was going to say something.
Yeah, man. I'm very sorry.
I'm high now too, man.
Me too. That's probably why I did it.
The Lord be blessed me with that medical marijuana, man.
Lord blesses me.
You know one thing I got from you that I just love to say now is that, like, the Lord want me to do something. Like you always used to say, you know how I love the Lord. Like I got just saying the phrase from you, and it's because I like it in the context that you use it in. You use it in the context of whoever the Lord is to you. It's like when y'all
Whoever
say,
dishes out your blessings.
But if the Lord is your baby daddy, Jesus, Buddha, whoever the Lord is to you. So yeah, sometimes I be feeling like the Lord don't want me to do certain things, or He do.
Or He do. Just follow His lead.
But then when I say it in public setting, people take it as the cliche
That's
way.
disrespect.
I be like, yeah, the Lord don't want me to do that today. And then sometimes people are like, amen to me, and I'm fine with it.
I just want you to be you.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Like, for real.
But no, man, sorry. Just to finish up, we were saying, I just feel like these new ways and these extreme ways of killing people, like they so slow with like doing it because they know, all right, man, we're gonna start feeding them this and start making them watch this and ingest this. Like even for black people, when it was in those urban areas, when they was said like lead was in the paint, and lead being in the paint later on led to all these issues.
And
it's
this
like,
something y'all always knew. Yeah, this wasn't something that was discovered. This something y'all knew. Y'all put the lead in the
niggas
paint.
discovered. It's like,
Hey, they knew when they was doing this.
Yeah,
exactly.
no bullshit.
They like, these niggas gonna
Or and they ain't gonna never know.
Make sure when you get done painting, you get the fuck out of there. Unless you're Mexican.
Put your mask on. Put your mask on when you're painting.
Unless you're Mexican, don't wear a mask.
And that's what they do. They say,
bullshit.
oh, we got a job for all Mexicans here.
Yep.
And then they fucking do that to double kill. I'm gonna kill the niggas who painting and the niggas they painting it for. But it's like, if you just tell people, hey,
Really
we
paint
can't
the
have...
picture.
Bars. If you basically know the world needs to function at a certain number, or whatever the rules is that makes it to where you shouldn't or can't go over these numbers, it's best to implement something that prevents the numbers as opposed to letting people have the numbers only to then get people killed.
But that contradicts everything that you preach as a society. Like you were saying, if we have the freedom of speech, the freedom to do whatever we want to do, and then you turn around and tell me, I can't have so many kids because it's going to affect this or that.
Then you have to tell the truth about that too.
Yeah.
But that's the problem, man. The lies have been going on for so long now that when they say shit like they don't want to show the aliens and all these things, it's because they always say the same thing. Public unrest. People wouldn't be able to take it. It'll be anarchy.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I get it. But you're still allowing these same people to make more people. So you're essentially saying we'll never get the truth because we'll never be able to handle it.
Right. Yeah.
So then you have to put in and implement new ways to lie and have your lie connect with a lie later on. Like I lied to you 50 years ago, that lie need to either still hold up 50 years later.
But they don't.
Or
Technology erases a lot of lies.
Technology
I seen a
has
TikTok the
erased
other
a
day
lot
that
of
was
lies.
showing, I don't want to say proof, but evidence from this TikToker that Abraham Lincoln was black. And I watched it and I was like,
But that's the sad thing about the internet. They can make you believe something's real that may not be. Nigga, they say Babe Ruth is black or like Dominican.
I've heard that. Then that nigga even said, he said, you see why the penny the coin with color. Like that motherfucker brown.
And it's the lowest denominator. Like the,
Ooh,
and
I didn't even think about that.
They say he's facing the other way because he turned his back on the Confederacy.
Yeah. All of that. All of that is symbolized. Like even the King Kong movie back in the day.
Big ape grabbing this little white woman.
Shit.
That's Jack Johnson, the boxer Jack Johnson.
Oh yeah, I can see
that. That was beating up everybody.
Yeah,
he was going through Paris with two white women on his arm.
That's awesome, man.
They turned it into a big gorilla killing monkey, nigga.
Yeah.
When we go to Amp shit tonight, I'm gonna show up with two white women on my own.
So who you is, baby? King Kong?
I ain't got nothing on me, goddamn. But yeah,
that's crazy. So they always do symbolize things in film and
I agree with that
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's
I
how they
agree with
that's
that.
how they
I
continue
say this
those.
all the time, even when I tell people, like I be talking about police officers, right? And I say a police officer could shoot someone quicker than they would shoot someone else because they're black, but not because they're racist. And people say, well, what the fuck do you mean? It's not just white people. Everyone in America, including black people, are taught to be afraid of black people. So if a police officer shoots someone because he's afraid, I'm not afraid because I'm racist. I'm afraid because I'm afraid of black people because I've always been taught to be afraid of black people. Do I still want young officers to go to prison? I do. But I understand. The problem isn't with the officer. The problem is with the entire system. You feel me? So when people say shit like, I'm glad Derek Chauvin's going to prison, I honestly don't care. I'm glad in a way to where it'll make some black people feel at ease. But I don't want us to feel at ease, actually. And that's why they do a lot of things, so we feel at ease. But there's nothing to feel at ease about when you do things and like portray us in a way to make people afraid of us and to even make us afraid of ourselves.
Like
you're just an American when you're afraid of a black person. You're not typically racist. And that's, like I say, we were taught to be afraid of us in this country, even us.
That's the way we've been portrayed. Just think about we're a little older than, you know what I'm saying, the average person running around. So think about throughout your lifespan how young people have been portrayed in any way, shape, or form. Even back to when your parents were young, and they was listening to Elvis, and they was portrayed as whatever they was portrayed as, or what, you know what I'm saying? Just think
Footloose.
about So when it came to young black kids, they were always portrayed as wild animals, and like so it just progresses as it goes on. It doesn't stop. So,
they might be talented. But if you get him mad, he'll
so
throw all of it away.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hear shit from a racist ass motherfucker, but by the same token, I see why a lot of y'all think like this, and it's a bigger problem than a person. Yeah. And that's what people be like, I'm about to whoop his ass for saying the word nigga. Like, it's bigger than that.
It's a mindset.
And we need to attack the systems.
We need to attack our mind state and the way we look at things.
And the way we deal with each other.
That's the first thing.
Yes.
Because I was thinking about that as far as if Rebel whispered in my ear, hey, Hype don't like you for real, something, and I just reacted to it.
Right.
That's
right. And I just reacted to it. That could cause friction between me and you versus me saying, oh, that's cool, Reb. And me as a man coming to you saying, hey, bro, do we have some type of problem?
Right.
Or because a lot of times that's what happens in circles or outside of circles. This person said this, and the two people that they talking about never spoke to each other.
Facts.
But now it's a big beef or big whatever you want to call it.
I agree.
And those two people never spoke. And then years go, and they was like, well, you said, no, I ain't never say that. Then you said, no, I ain't never said that. Well, they said you. They, who is they? And a lot
that's
of times,
how America is. They is showing everybody what we are, and they're not getting it from us, you know. I hate to say this because I love rap and I love rap music and shit so much, but rap music is the best example of this on just how it's portrayed as a violent gangster rap, drug
but even
rap.
That is
purpose.
But
exactly. That's why I say I hate to say it because I do love rap and hip hop and shit so much, but it is purposely. If you look at white rappers today, no white rappers are like that.
Think about the most ignorant, or not even ignorant, or the most not educated, or the worst look is always portrayed as the hottest music.
Yep.
That's what I'm about to say.
So
you want to get out of your situation?
That's done on purpose.
Well, you got to talk about killing your fellow man.
Exactly. Because if TV told people to listen to shit that was more positive, they would.
It's not marketable. It doesn't make money because controversy sells. Sex sells.
Yes.
So you have to be in those realms.
Yes.
And we've always known that, and that's why we've never really been able to compromise ourselves to fit in that and fit in those realms because it's like,
we don't even do it on here.
We don't even do it on here. That's what I just said. The reason the Raw Hype ain't where it is because of that statement right there. We're just not willing to do certain things in a certain way that we know works.
Yes.
But the point is, this don't need to be the only way that works.
I could easily do some skits, some bullshit, some all that to make us like popping for corny shit. Yeah. I promise you I could. You know that I could.
But that's not authentic.
Right. Exactly, man.
Because you cut from a different cloth.
Like I told you,
and
there's no bonus to keeping it real, though.
The winning the wrong way don't feel like a win.
Because you have a knack for keeping it real. But winning is winning. I just told y'all, keeping it real is not nothing good about it.
When it comes to business,
Exactly. It doesn't benefit you.
Yeah, but like when you're dealing with your real family and your people,
yes, it does.
It does.
When you're dealing with the you that got to
does.
sleep at night. But I'm pretty sure the reason why some of those high-profile people who had to sacrifice some of themselves to get there, they're not happy with the fact that they're there because of what they have to do.
I could fuck people over for millions of dollars. It's just not who I am. But I could easily.
And that's my point.
So I could easily.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Morally, who you are is not going to allow you to do certain things and move in a certain way just because that's just who you are.
Right.
That's the way you were taught from generation to generation to generation.
It's in your DNA.
Like let's say I found a way to like steal $2 million from like Walmart, right? And I stole the $2 million and I'm living my life. And then a few weeks later, they say Walmart had to lay off like 1,000 employees because somebody stole $2 million. Like that would mean nothing to me.
Yeah, but that's different.
But hold up.
Go ahead.
But I affected 1,000 normal people, right? But my goal was to fuck over Walmart. I fucked over Walmart, and then the aftermath is like, fuck. My heart goes out to you, but not enough for me to like not sleep or not want to have this $2 million, right? But if I had to fuck over 200 regular people to get $2 million, that's not something I would do.
I was about to say, part of that is also they know it was you the reason why they don't have the 2,000 people don't have the job. Like you have to not only you did it, but you have to wear that you did it. That's the part
In
that
America,
makes
they don't wear that they did shit.
Yeah, nobody. I mean,
Yeah, because it's a they.
Exactly.
It's like
So I'm saying if I was the they, I could still sleep. If I was they in that regard, I could still sleep.
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time.
Yeah, like they
That's
is literally like you
whack,
said,
though,
the
man. Like,
popsicles and
That
shit.
happen, man. Listen, if one of us created something that can make $1 billion in 5 years, if we sat right here, right now, and we made whatever it is, whatever type of invention it is, do you think we would survive? No, we would not survive. Because it's going to be a rich person that's going to come. They're going to come. Oh yeah, we'll invest in that. Yeah, we're behind you guys. Yeah, great. We die. Our idea lives on with them, and because they're not going to.
I don't exactly agree with that.
It almost sounds like Startup. You remember that show I was telling you about on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, I
where
never
they
watched
build the show and then these rich people who know the infrastructure, they come in, they invest.
This is a normal occurrence.
Corporate shit, and then they made it to where
it does.
They had enough say that they overthrew the people who actually started the company, kicked them out of the company, and then ran
not just black people. That happened with poor people. Period.
No, that
or just uninformed.
I'm not saying just black people at all. When I'm saying that, I'm just saying like uninformed people.
But it's possible that we could make an idea that made us $1 billion on our. It's possible.
To think so.
I'm not saying that we can't do it. Of course, I believe that we could do something like that. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
2025.
It would be very dangerous for us.
Oh, I completely agree with that. Yes. I completely agree with that. Yes, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
I'm not saying we're not capable of doing it, but we would have to move in a totally different way.
Like
Niggas getting better.
If I had to say what I wanted to do as far as finances go in my life, I'd like to touch about $600,000 a year. If I was making like 600 bands a year, I would feel safe enough to not have too much money and totally happy with where I am in life. Like, that'll be good for me.
I'm not kidnappable.
But
I also can prevent
I don't feel like I would want to even have $1 billion. I do feel it is dangerous.
I mean, it's dangerous for us to do anything, as you can see with all of these young guys that's running around making this money and all these rappers that get shot.
I agree.
It's a different.
I always say no white rappers ever get shot.
It's a different climate because you know why, and it sucks. But at the same time, that's all they know because that's how they became who they are.
Yep.
Right.
Especially nowadays.
So I
these
became
niggas living their rap.
Yeah, I became who I am from posting my life.
Yes. So why would I change when I'm successful?
So when I'm successful, posting my life is what got me killed at the same time.
Exactly.
Because they don't understand that it's wolves out there that watch.
Yeah.
It's always wolves that's watching.
Yep. Like Boosie say that he's like rap is the most dangerous job in the world. And I heard him say that and I was ready to disagree and I was like, I agree.
It's because
he said we make the bulk of our money going and performing in front of people that we don't know.
And they know we coming with the name.
When somebody
on the
walk
sign
up to
and
you, like when somebody walk up to Donovan Mitchell, he don't think they finna fucking pull a gun out. They might, but he wouldn't. He would be surprised.
Yeah.
If somebody walk up on Meek and pull a gun out, he wouldn't be that surprised.
No, because
and I can say that with not even knowing a lot about Meek. I'm 100% sure he would not be that surprised.
it's crazy though. Man.
It's
You
crazy
might
'cause
catch him off guard, but if you pull a gun on Jason Tatum, he would be very surprised.
You don't know Jason Tatum like that. Jason Tatum gangster, nigga.
I had 30
He
plus
may
points in
be.
the series. What you want from me,
He
man?
may be, but he would be real surprised if you pull a gun out on him, dog.
You don't know Jason.
These kids and these
I'm
young
not saying
people,
he's a pussy.
I know.
I'm just saying his job is a job
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you don't pull a gun out on him when you need him.
It's
You
not-
ask
it's
him
not
to
a
sign your basketball.
confrontation.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
These people now that doing all this wilding out are raised on the lies that us and the people before us told. I'm in the streets with the hammer, killing niggas
Yep.
every day. I'm popping $20 pills.
When we was coming up, the nniggas that was rapping like that was lying.
And you
Yes.
only know that now that
They
you're
were
older.
lying, bro.
No, I don't say all of them. But
No, not all of them.
all of them.
But the 80% and more were lying.
I
Yes.
almost want to give them
So,
that.
so I'm a little bit older, so I'm gonna use my
Nigga, Chuck D had the strap on him at all times.
Not yet, but see, Chuck D. So what I remember from the times you're talking about, so around in the '90s era, when I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. That's true. That's true.
That's
a lot,
the era
of, a
I'm
lot of
referring to.
those guys were fabricated.
Yes.
But before then, the '80s era, the dudes that was like rapping about shooting people was really
Yes,
shooting.
but it wasn't like, I'm talking about the 90s when it was the most
Yes, I'm
popular
talking about
music
the
on earth.
90s to
Yeah,
20s.
Yes, them
2000s.
niggas was
fabricated.
like Dr. Dre isn't a gangster. He's never been, and nobody in the world could ever convince me that.
But he
was.
sold he was a gangster then, and then sold that he wasn't a gang, that he isn't a gangster now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
And
which is
I don't have a
crazy.
problem with it. It's just when I was young, I not say I believed it, but I believed it.
But why do niggas gotta lie to survive?
Because that's the way. That's the American way.
That's that
Yeah,
whack
that's
shit. Like
the
you have to
American way.
lie about what you're doing in
Yeah.
a way to make people think you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
In order to succeed, and if you get successful enough, you can say, "Oh no, I never did that shit. I was lying."
Yeah.
Like fucking Milli Vanilli and them type of niggas.
Yeah,
it's
Well,
weird.
CB4. That's what I meant to say. CB4.
CB4 is a movie.
Yeah, but there's real. It was made a movie because shit was real. Niggas was performing like they real
Yes,
gangster
that shit is
and
not
not.
real. Yes.
That's not
Yes,
right. Which
that's
leads
where-
to niggas dying.
Yes, because like I said earlier, I don't know if it was on the Patreon or not. We was talking about how the generation before us, we was the ones like questioning shit, and then they was the ones that took action. And in that same aspect, they're the ones that take action.
No.
Like I'm living my raps for real.
Exactly. The
Like-
nigga talk shit and I spunt the block.
Exactly. Like my nigga Dre Floyd, you know Dre Floyd. My nigga Dre Floyd, he knew Mo 3 pretty well. He's like, Mo 3 is in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like Mo 3 is not playing. He's in these streets. He done shot niggas up. Like I done been uncomfortable around. Mo 3 did. So yes, you know what I'm saying? He in these streets. And then Dre Floyd was with me just the same. We know Crazy Bone. This nigga don't have a hard bone in his body. There's nothing gangster about him. There's no I want the smoke. Like we seen it with you know Dre, ask him if I'm lying. Yeah. There's no thug in this nigga. You feel what I'm saying?
No thug.
And it's like he's a 90s nigga and Mo 3 a nigga of today.
Yeah. And the crazy part about that,
Mo 3 grew up on his lies.
what you were saying was
Exactly. Mo 3 grew up on his lies.
and it's crazy. It's crazy that we say that, and the reason that is because all the street dudes and the young street dudes don't really have an older person or an OG that they can get any type of education from. You don't even have to be on some street
Because them niggas
shit.
don't have shit.
It could just be life shit, because you learn a lot from older people.
You do.
You learn life stuff,
Facts.
right? And they teach you about, even if you hustling. It was an old man when you was hustling that might say, hey, young man, you don't know what to do with your money. You should invest in such and such and such and such, or do such and such and such, right? Versus saying, buy some more blocks or open up another trap house over here. You know what I'm saying? He telling you to change. He giving you some type of game. And these children today don't have that in any way, shape, or form. All they see is
the OG is
And
instant.
dead or
that
jail.
shit is on the internet.
It's because instant gratification.
Yeah.
Look, if I do this, a lot of people gonna react
Yep.
to it. I'm gonna make a lot of money right now. I'm gonna be famous tomorrow.
Yep.
I could do something
Why would
dramatic.
I sell drugs with y'all niggas when I can sell drugs on the internet.
Yep.
Like if I'm gonna sell them, nigga, I want everybody to know that they say, man, that nigga real as fuck.
Yeah.
And to see somebody doing something like that, it is entertaining.
And that's why it sells.
it's very
For some
entertaining.
reason, that type of shit is entertaining.
Yeah.
Because controversy sells.
When
If a nigga
social
was
media
selling
first
homework
came out,
answers, we wouldn't watch.
no. When social media first came out, I would have never imagined to think I'm gonna start a drug empire on the internet. Like I'm gonna go on the internet, I'm gonna find people to hit me up on the internet and buy my drugs. Like, I'm gonna just advertise my drugs on the internet. I would have never thought to do that. Because honestly, if I thought to do that and I had the balls to do it, I would have done it. Because it takes a huge set of fucking balls to say, I'm gonna post weed on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat and I'm gonna sell it to whoever hits me up. You will sell a lot more drugs that way, but niggas, when we came up, they did not have the
Nigga
balls to do
username
that.
77999F5.
Because we
Want
had
packs.
it was different, and the laws were different, and the life was different, and society was different, and like you said, even things were frowned upon. Worse now, like today, you are frowned upon if you say something bad about somebody that or a gender or anything like that. That's a delicate subject, so you can't really. Back then, it wasn't a delicate subject. It was just what it is. This is law.
Yeah, you can say what you want back then, so you kind of got to do something.
And that's why I say you got to be more brash
You gotta do
today
something.
because back then they didn't use all the common ways of doing it.
Yep.
So now, he went outside and he started rapping on the corner. He got on. So now you got to go outside and bust your gun 3 times on the corner.
And then
Everybody
spit.
duck and turn around and then spit.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Don't hit no more buttons, man. Don't
I
hit
thought
no
I had
more
my
buttons.
shit queued up. I got my new hot album coming out. Y'all niggas want to hear it? Hey, motherfucker!
Okay, I'm not sure what's happening.
I got bars.
Bars.
All right, man. You want another beat, bro?
Not necessarily. I was
You don't want no
just
beat,
saying.
man. I'm gonna just give some. I'm gonna give some light background music. Why we don't never do that? Just have like a light background music, man. You feel that right there?
No.
You think it just fuck up the tempo or something, man? It's because you always want to rap, bro.
The beat just be calling me.
Calling me. I feel like I ain't seen you in a minute. Is that true?
Me?
Yeah.
Came like 2 weeks ago or so. I thought you meant at me.
Oh, I know I ain't seen that nigga. Man, let me tell you about the last time I see this nigga, bro.
Bruh. Oh, you talking about with my car?
Yeah, I haven't seen this nigga in forever, right? So he like, man, I ain't seen you in forever. I need to pull up on you. I said, all right, man. So that nigga hit me up. He's like, man, I'm like, my car is bullshitting. He said, but it's cranking up, but then it'll turn off, it crank up, and it turn off. It's like, man, I don't know what the fuck going on. And so he's like, but I'm gonna be there shortly. I said, all right. So the nigga don't never come and shit. Then he hit me. He's like, man, you gotta pull up on me, man. I was like, well, what's going on? He's like, man, I don't know. My fucking car going crazy. Just come give me a jump. I said, all right. So when I pull up on him, we're in an area that it's not busy, but it's busy, and it's an area that the location is bad for something like this to happen, right? And you know me, I don't give a fuck, so I pull up in the most illegal way ever to pull up on my nigga, because I look at it like, we finna jump the nigga, he gone, boom, we to the crib, right? And I just so happen to have my daughter with me. So when I drive, I see him like in the middle, like where like a light, like a traffic light is. So I'm like, man, I didn't been here before. I said, let me pull up on him. So I pull up on him in a very illegal way. We nose to nose, both our shit popped. So I jumped the nigga. It's like, whoo. And as soon as he get ready to take off, that bitch is, whoo. Right? So I'm like, man, fuck, bro. Me and this nigga spent the rest of the day, nigga, wrestling with this nigga car. And he one of them niggas that, like, I'm talking probably about 3 or 4 cars ago. And I don't even get cars often. That nigga got a brand new looking nice car. And he said, nigga, I am going to drive this car until that motherfucker do not work no more. Or until I got some motherfucking million. You know, because he look at shit how we look at shit sometimes. This a car, nigga. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a nice car. And it's supposed to run.
And it works.
You feel me? So I'm like, all right. So we spent our whole day fucking with this. What you in today? You ain't in that car, is you?
Nah.
Hey, you got a new one?
There's something out there.
But it ain't a new one. That nigga won't get a new car, bro.
Something out there.
It's that nigga like, you know how you wake up every day and say, something remind you to grind? He like, nigga, that's my car. But I'm
Hop in the
like,
car like, all right now,
my
girl.
nigga, This the weirdest way for us to meet up after night. I haven't seen him since then. That's how we spent our last catch-up day, wrestling this nigga car. It started raining and shit.
I had to go buy a battery.
Yep. I remember all this shit. Yeah. Remember we were trying to talk the nigga to give us a battery for free. I forgot about this shit. We like an AutoZone trying to trick the nigga to giving us the battery. It didn't work, but we was like, all right, man, whatever, man. Fuck off.
Niggas is out of hand.
But yeah, man, the last time I see this nigga, it was literally spent on some, that ain't how you supposed to catch up. We still did some catching up and shit, but it was cool.
What else you been doing since we last saw you and me?
Being a boss.
Ain't your son a star now, man?
Hey, he trying to do his thing, man. He definitely doing his thing. He coming along, man.
What's his name? You mind saying his name on here so we can look him up?
Cool Ty.
Cool time.
Shout out to Cool Ty.
Who one of them young niggas that look famous when you see him on the internet?
Yeah, he dropped the
You know
little
how the niggas
project.
be.
It's on all them platforms. I think it's Letters to My Sweetness.
If I ever,
Like a LL Cool J song?
that's who you think
Nah,
he is.
he did a
That's who he thinks
he did a
He
little.
do. He talk about girls. He go by
love.
Cool Ty.
He did a little love. He did a little love.
Cool Ty. Oh, you think he
yeah,
LL Cool J?
bro. He think he. I be hearing the song that be about women and shit. I'm like, this nigga think he a little player.
When I'm alone in my home, I keep the chopper by the door.
That's how they be this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he a cool little nigga though.
Yeah, he did
I ain't seen your little dude in too long. He was supposed to pull up on me one day, but some shit happened and we didn't cross paths. But if I ever record something, I'm gonna start fucking with him.
Yeah,
I'm going to record something.
Tell him pull up.
My daughter is adamant about me recording. She was like an album. I promised the one time.
Yeah, nah.
Before it's over,
I'm gonna record one song.
But you know us.
Yeah, if you record one,
if
you're
you
gonna knock out
record
another. Yeah.
one song, you're gonna record a whole album.
It's possible.
and you already know it.
If I made an album now, it would be my cheapest album to ever put out,
That
and
would
it would
make
be
the
my
most
most
money.
successful
I was just
album.
about to
Yup.
say, yeah.
Because you wouldn't be looking for it to make anything.
Exactly, and it's easier to promote and shit now.
Shit, isn't
like
it?
I can get people to listen to my album today that wouldn't have paid $10 for my album back when it cost. Like if you have Apple Music, you can listen
A
to my album.
nigga paid
You know
me
what I'm saying?
$100 for some because he wanted to hear some old tracks we had, and you know he can't find my music anywhere. So he's like, man, can you email them to me? I was like, no problem. Nigga sent me $100. That's more money than the last album
Right.
made
Yeah.
by itself.
I feel it.
And you know what's crazy about that is a dude sent me a picture of a CD that we made
Forever ago.
bruh, probably in 95 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I sent it to my ex-wife. And she said, where's that CD? I want one. Give it. Like, for real, serious.
Yeah.
Like, to the point where every time I call my children now, even that was like a month ago, she like, you still don't have them songs yet? I'm like, I don't have that was a picture. I don't even have that CD for real. He just sent me a picture. I guess he found it in his old, just going through shit, you know what I'm saying? And that was just a picture he
Yeah,
sent
my
me.
baby mama is similar to that. She's one of the people that like know a nigga was nice for real.
Yeah.
Like, cause she's been around me when I recorded. Shit, like she done been around me when I feel pressure to think about something and wrote it on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So when people see your whole shit, they definitely fuck with you more. But you know, if people listen to my shit, they would be like, yeah, he nice.
I just look at it like all three of us respected each other musically.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? From the first time we heard each other.
Yeah.
The first time I heard you, I was like, damn, he nice.
Yeah.
The first time I heard Rebel, I was like, damn, this nigga nice.
Yeah.
So I was always, I always respected y'all on a music level.
The same thing. Even when me and you met, I was like, I rap, and you shit. You was like, I was like, I got a little studio. Come fuck with me. And you came through, and you was like, I was like, you the only nigga that ever came through that could rap to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know me, especially. I think everything whack. And I don't even feel like I deserve that title. I feel like I'm right. Like I do feel like things are whack, and people just say that they dope. But I'll accept the reality. If everybody says this about me, it got to be true. I can't. But. Yeah,
because it's funny that he said that because I remember like when I went over there and when people say they rap, I think the same thing. I'm like,
of course, yeah,
man.
I bet you do.
I bet he don't rap. I bet they don't rap. So when I went over there and we were
Niggas
gonna do a
was
song and niggas was bullshitting, like they was like, I ain't gonna go. So I went in the booth, right, and rap. And when I came out, I saw his face and I knew that he really rapped, and I knew that Dirt rap too. But I knew that he really rapped, and he was like, I'm gonna fuck with him because I know he really raps. And then Dirt was like, I'm not rapping after that. Like, I'm not even gonna rap after that. And then he was like, yeah, I'm not ready to rap after that, right? So, but I knew that he rapped after that.
Yeah.
And I knew that we was gonna fuck with each other after that.
But it's just like, for me, I've always been a nigga that I don't be slam dunking what I say all the time, but I do what I say. Like, when I say I rap, I'm gonna be able to say I can record my goddamn self. Like, I rap for real. Yeah. Same thing with like a podcast and shit and all this shit we be doing. It'll never be a chance for you to go buy a piece of equipment that we need because it's in my blood. Oh, yeah. Like, hey, if we need something that I feel like is what we supposed to have to be doing what we claim we saying we doing, I'm finna go get that shit.
Yeah, I don't care how much it
costs. And I don't give a fuck how much
we press record.
And that's what
I don't give a fuck.
And that's what I said about when I was saying to you, like having people around you that have characteristics and things that you don't have to push you to do things, because that's still fearless, right?
Yes.
Because you'll go buy a piece of equipment that you know nothing about because you think it's going to benefit you in some way, shape, or form. And that's all part of being fearless, right? But where the average person might say, "Well, let me read up on it. Let me study, and let me figure out."
When I read up, I want to know what's the best one. That's what I'm researching.
When you read
what's
up,
the best one?
It's because it's sitting in your.
I just about to say because it's right there.
It's already sitting in your living room. When you read up on it,
I asked this nigga second, what's this camera? What's this bitch called? And all I know is I did the research and I even like it. Everything we've gotten out of this camera so far, I like it. And it's because, man, to me, you're not trying if you don't invest in yourself.
You're not trying if you're not buying.
I invest in myself, you know what I'm saying? This is something that I teach my shorty, I teach my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Even if your investment is time, invest in yourself.
That's how you know you care about something.
That's the biggest one. Because you can buy all this shit
if
you don't take no time to do nothing with it.
But that's the most valuable thing that we'll ever possess in our life is time.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that's worth anything.
Yes.
Because
everything else is used to pass time. Exactly, to use time.
That's just like, this is like we was talking about, and I was showing you how you can
try to beat up some niggas at the door real slight like that. Man, listen, man, you ring this bell, it's all hell.
Like, yeah, man, we Gucci.
No, Emmy, I got a question for you. Hot off the presses. Why are men scared to talk to women?
I like this.
Why are men
scared to talk to women?
The ones that are like,
there we go. I'm about to say, come on. Okay.
The ones that are men as a whole, like the guys in this world who just put women on this pedestal of thinking like, I would just do anything for you to just give me a chance.
In what aspect though? Like just approaching them on a regular approach?
Having a fear of them in general for just trying to want them to like them so bad.
Exactly. Like they'll go as far as like paying a woman's rent for a woman they ain't even never fuck because she's giving them attention and that's all they want essentially. But they're too scared to go about it vocally or talking or being with bitch. They go and pay them.
You already given the answer.
Well, because I wanted you to say.
There's a lot of backstory to this question.
But I mean,
because me want to get this bit. All right, now when you say women, what you mean? The 30 to 40 range? Okay, and now you're talking about the ones that have kids and the baby that is there, or the ones that left?
Nah.
I just want to know what you're talking about before I answer.
Before I answer, right? Before I put myself in the situation. But nah. I think it's just they lack confidence. Like, if you scared to do something, it's because you lack confidence. So if you are afraid to talk to a woman, it's because you don't believe in yourself. Because to me, if I approach a female, because I have confidence in myself, so if I approach a female and I try to talk to her and she says no, it doesn't bother me because I'm confident in who I am. So if a person is afraid to do something, it's because they're not confident in who they are. I'm not confident in myself. So if I go approach this female and she says something to me, what she says is my new law. Like, that's how I have to live. If she calls me a sucker or she calls me a herd.
Where do y'all think the lack of confidence that a lot of men, it's a lot of them, because you can see it on just how like some people, like how some dudes let that girl treat them.
It come from not having your dad around. It comes from not having a seriously.
But when he's around, what is he supposed to do? Because some of these
Nigga, do
niggas
not
got
listen to these
dads.
hoes.
Some people got dads in their life that's still simps.
Okay, so that way.
Some dads teach their son to be a simp.
So boom. So look. So it's not having a dad around that shows you really how to be a man in the aspects of being your own individual. And not saying to disrespect your mother or disrespect women in any aspects, but you as an individual, as a man, as a young man, only your dad or an older man can teach you that stuff. Like you can only learn that. You can't really learn how to be a man from your mom, bro. Even though it's a lot of women. I'm not saying anything bad about single moms that raise their sons, and it's a lot of great sons that come from single. My dad wasn't always around, you know what I'm saying? But I had uncles, and I had my grandmother's brothers, and I had some type of man in my life somewhere that was older that guided me in some aspect. So you always have that, whether it be a teacher at school that you didn't realize you looked up to him as much as you did, but he molded you in some type of way. So
I disagree with all of this.
I know you do. I know you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, here's why I don't. Because it's like, if you only get, shout out to the beautiful single mothers out there doing a hard job, because yes, it is.
Yes.
But it's like they can only give you one perspective. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's that perspective of a receiver, make sure you treat that woman nice now. You know, listen to her. Like sometimes those single men are the ones who deal with women the best. But because they didn't get the opposite information from their fathers, they make some of the biggest mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because one, they didn't have somebody to show them, okay, this is how you go about this. Because you're trying to please yourself while pleasing them at the same time, but you can't do that. Somebody has to be unpleased in this moment. And the man is taught that it always needs to be him. Until the father, a real father, teaches you like, nah, sometimes it just gotta be them.
I agree, but I don't feel like people are shown that very often.
So this is why I asked him when he said the father's around. Like, what do they have to teach?
I won't even get into this because I'll get back to what we're talking about. But to me, I feel like it's more important for a little girl to have her father than a boy.
That's a fact.
And wait, the reason why.
Because a lot of the times in this world, as a man, you're on your own either way.
I know. I was just about to say that the world is almost.
As a boy, you're on your own.
And the world is almost set up to where men have rules and a set of way to go. That even if you don't know the way to go, society will show you which way you need to go. Whereas a woman,
the fact that you as a man have to go and muster up the courage to talk to a woman to get them. That's something that you already know. A woman don't have to never learn nothing like that because she's going to get it automatically. You know what I'm saying? Like the rules of the world for a man are pretty much set out.
Already set.
And the rules of the world for a woman are like,
ever changing.
Yeah, exactly. They're always changing.
But
they're always changing.
That's only because there was never equality to begin with. So they catching up. They always catching up. You got to think about.
I feel like they're ahead.
How, when it was a time not over less than 100 years ago or less than 60, 70 years ago, they couldn't even vote for real.
I think we're at two different ends of the spectrum.
You're going to be good where you go with this.
So,
yes. They're ahead in a lot of aspects.
Exactly. But they're still behind in a lot of aspects.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. Yeah, and there are obvious aspects. Yeah. They're obvious. Like the aspect of like you should care about other people and not your damn self. Explain.
Explain. Just like we live in a world where if there's somebody to take the L, it's going to be a man. Who's ever the closest man around, he's going to take that L.
Oh, yeah, now.
I agree with that.
Today's society.
I feel like it's always been like that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's always been like that. The only difference now is, part of it is the women running in your face.
Yeah, the difference now is that back then,
there was a lot of turn.
Everybody shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
That's something that a man had, a Trump card. Yeah. Like, women ran the world even then, but the Trump card was like, hey, sit down and shut the fuck up. But those days are over. Oh, yes. So it's like y'all rule the world and can't nobody do nothing to you except fuck you over on the back end by paying you less. And, that's what it's like it's weird being a woman, I'm sure.
It's
hard.
partially because they have more power than they know how to use.
Facts.
So you have to almost minimize their power because they'll cause more destruction with. They're like Rogue. You remember how Rogue didn't know that she touched people and she kill them? Rogue from X-Men?
Yeah.
And then it's like, ma'am, maybe you should wear a glove.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, okay, now we can tell her about her other powers and other shit that she can do because now she got killing niggas by touching them under control. That's a woman.
But it's men's fault, bro. All of this is men's fault.
It's both.
And the dynamic for men and women is men's fault to me. And the reason that it's men's fault, because if you truly lead a woman, she will follow.
But if the reason why I feel like it's women's fault is because
You don't agree with that, Yami?
If you truly lead a woman,
If you truly lead a woman, she will follow.
yes, but again,
And if she doesn't,
but if you're
she's
taught,
not a
but
good
if
woman
you're-
or you're not a good leader.
But if you're not raised to take the lead in that manner, like you're almost raised to give woman do what she want. Well, what does she want? Happy wife, happy life.
That's why people are afraid to talk to women.
Yeah.
Because they think that there's something that they're not, and they think that they should be doing things for them that they shouldn't.
So, but people only give advice based off of their own personal experiences, right? So if you've been around somebody your whole life, let's say your mom and your dad, and your mom and dad didn't really go through anything, how can they teach you anything? They can't
Right.
really teach you anything.
Right.
So the little bit that they have is the little bit that you're gonna get.
Right.
So that's all you're gonna get unless you go out and experience
Exactly.
different life and different
That's
things
essentially what I'm saying.
your
It's
own.
like
on your own.
when you say it's always the man's fault, I go, not necessarily, because if a man's raised by a house full of women, he's going to get the aspects he's getting from a woman's perspective.
Exactly.
Or from a woman's complaint. So you get all of that from woman. So where you get your man shit from is not really up to you. It's what you're able to be, who's brought around you, who might take a liking to you and shit. And then
That's why the barbershop matters.
thank you. A place like that, men have to have like these spots that they can go to and they need guidance.
Right, but okay, if I'm raised by women, right, and they teach me the women ways, and I grow up, and I put these ways into action, and I see the results that come from these ways, and I continue to stick to these ways.
Because that's how you were raised, though. Most people are going to continue doing what they said. This is the right way to do it.
And if that's wrong, it's your fault.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying.
I was about to say, but
I
you
understand what you're saying.
yes.
I understand what
But
you're
it's the
saying.
same reason why some women stay in an abusive relationship. Like, they figured out a way to say, this is love. So if I leave, I'm not loving. So I must stay and take this abuse. But it's like, no, you don't need to stay to take the abuse.
And
no
if
one should
she
be giving you the
does,
abuse.
it's her fault.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I don't like when he does this, right? because he's right.
He's always gonna find a way to make himself right.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This is what you have to understand
This-
about him. Look,
Instead
I
of just
know.
admitting that I'm right,
No,
they
I'm
come up
saying-
with a conspiracy
No,
theory.
because
you do.
you're right about what you're
He's
talking
good at
about.
that. He's really good at that. Like you could be arguing a point with him, and he'll tweak the point
And
just a
and then
little bit.
hold that
And
motherfucker.
then he'll make his point, and then be like, "See, I told you the whole time." But that's not the original argument we had.
Hey,
Y'all are so full of shit. Y'all
we're
just looking for
clearly
somebody.
the problem. I said this to him all the time. I was like, well, that's not what we was talking about. Like, you
I
made
never
a
do
few
that.
turns on this road and make it seem like you've been on the same road.
He's
We-
great
I
at that.
said,
He's great at that.
I said,
Hey, see?
okay, listen. I said,
Are you trying to gaslight us right now?
you know what?
Fucking gaslighter?
Run the tape. Run the tape. I said what I said. I said it throughout. You both admitted that I was right. And then instead of just holding the L, you gotta give it a caveat. You gotta give it an asterisk. When it's nothing more than I'm just right, bro.
No, it's a little bit more than you're just right, because a lot of it, you're right situationally.
To an extent.
Exactly. So you can't put right on the whole thing. That's how the shit get lost.
I don't even completely disagree with it.
Yeah, that's the only reason I complain when you
Because, like, understand, if I say, all right, if a woman's getting abused and she's staying, right? If I say it's her fault, that is a correct statement.
Yes.
It's correct. But by the same token, then if I find out she fears for her life, or
It's for a kid's life or
But
something.
what,
Yeah.
what if you find out that she, from a child, saw her mother get beat on, and that's all she thinks. That's her normal.
Yeah, it's her fault.
But
yeah.
But what I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying.
Talk that talk.
So her mother rationalizes why she stays to the daughter, and that's what she learns. That's her normal. That's what she learns. This is the woman she learns to be, because the mother teaches you from experience. We learn from watching what our parents do, seeing what people do around us, all of that type of stuff. Now, like we talked about, we were the generation that said why, or we changed.
Stop moving, man. He's ready. He ready. I'm gonna say that nigga like,
he ready to
oh
explode.
boy, I'm finna go.
We were the generation to ask why and change things or do things differently or think differently for ourselves. But a lot of people didn't do that. A lot of people didn't do that. They just listened to what their parents said, and that's how
Do what you're told.
And that's how they act.
So when a person do what they told and then live to do what they told, but then they're being told shit to do that they shouldn't do, they then go back to, well, I was told to do what I'm told, so it must be on the way to being good. And then that's how they get fucked up and get caught in a fucked up little fuck vortex.
Y'all niggas funny, man. All right, here's a new question.
Hey, I'm just happy I got another
My
advocate
point
here with
here
me.
is just so obvious. All right, I won't even ask a new question. Okay, there is nobody out of all of us, a group of people, like I know him through him, through him, through him, through him, through him, through him. There is none of us that had a father that is anything like my father when it comes to showing an example of some shit that I grew up with being very, very, very normal, to the point like my pop's about to die, my mom's already died, to the point that it was so normal to me that I didn't get a chance to even ask them, hey, this shit wasn't normal. Why the fuck was we doing that? It's so normal to me that even at my age now, I haven't gotten a chance to ask them this, right? That's my normal. But I didn't grow up to do these same things. And the reason that I didn't grow up to do these same things is because I grew up to be an adult that can make my own decisions no matter what I've gone through. I have the ability to make my own decisions. My father's a terrible father. He has 20 kids. He don't know some of them.
But he didn't teach you to be a terrible father, though.
He didn't teach me to be a great father.
Yeah, but he didn't teach you.
But when y'all were sitting there being the woman, she didn't teach her daughter to get her ass beat. It's what she saw. So if that's the example that we're going to use, Hype's not changing the example. Let's stick with that example. Her mother didn't teach her to get her ass beat.
Yes, she did, because she showed her.
And my father showed me to be a terrible father.
No, but the girl.
Are those not the same? Since Hype does this and makes up stuff, is that not the exactly the same?
Because like we talked, it's not the exact same.
It's
He's not
exactly
gonna
the
stop
same.
them, but he's not
It's
gonna stop.
exactly the same.
But he knows it's not the same, because like we talked about earlier, when your dad wasn't around, you didn't know he was off doing what he was doing. You didn't see
I
it.
saw him with my own eyes be a terrible father in person.
I'm saying, yeah, to your mom.
Like,
too.
I've seen my pops beat a bitch up.
Yeah, but see but I'm saying you.
There's no getting around it. There's no, because it's the facts.
Hey.
Because it's right. There is no Hype twisting it. This is right.
It is, especially in the vacuum in which it is right. Something can be right and something can be wrong while all being right.
It's just we can't accept defeat. Life hard, but you can't accept defeat. Like when you grow up, you do have to take some time to stop and think. And people know getting therapy and shit is like good shit to do. You got to do shit because your people that brought you into this world will fuck you up.
But when do you?
But now we have enough information to know we fucked up.
And right. And see, ignorance is the lack of information. And
We don't
that's
have that no more.
But that's what I'm saying to you. So if a girl or even you, now you have more information.
More examples.
Now, so if you didn't have those examples or that information, you might have did the same thing that your dad did.
What
right?
information?
Whatever information made you change and say, I don't want to do these things that he did.
Because I hate this nigga. So it was like, I don't want to do what you did. That's what I say when I say I had an example of how horrible this nigga was. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I hated this nigga, so I didn't want to do what he do. You feel what I'm saying?
But what about your siblings that didn't see that? They probably hated him for different reasons than you hated him for. Or maybe want to know him for different reasons. Where you was like, I know him, I experienced it. You probably don't want to experience this,
right?
You know what I'm
They're
saying?
willing to
when we're
forgive
saying
things
it
that
from-
you think are unforgivable.
But when we're saying it from the context of, I grew up with this person, like we were with the women. I grew up with this with my mother. This is what I see. I grew up with this nigga. This is what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying this is my real point. Okay, you will understand this. I'm not saying I'm right in the context of what you're saying is wrong. I'm saying I'm right in the context of we can't do nothing about that. So, because you know how I view my problems. I'm a person that views all of my problems are my own fault, even when they're not. And that's why my opinion is what it is, because I brainwashed myself to say, if this is me in my shoes, how am I going to view it? Am I going to view it like, oh, I'm going to keep getting my ass beat, and it's all my mom's fault because I seen her get her ass beat? Technically, that's true. Technically, that's true. It's all I know. It was passed down to me genetically, and it's where I came from. You know what I'm saying? My mom was a person that stuck it out. I'm gonna stick it out, and I do love them. I get that, but it's wrong. You're wrong in the aspect of saying you do have a choice.
But you have an understanding of yourself.
And people who don't, it's their own fault.
How can you say that?
Sometimes you might not be equipped
How
with
can you
it,
say
man.
that when you just at the same time said some people need therapy to find the way and to figure things out because it's information.
Go to therapy.
But that's what I'm saying.
But everybody doesn't know that they need therapy.
Exactly. The lessons you learn, the way you learn them, molds who you are. Some people might not get that lesson in the manner you did. Maybe their father was beating a woman, but not in the house. He would beat her ass, and then you come home and you don't know. That doesn't mean that, you know. So
I get what y'all are saying. My point is, it has to be viewed how I'm viewing it to be fixed.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there's no reason to even view it the other way because we see there's no fix in viewing it that way. So, and you're the only person that has the power to stop viewing it that way. It's a shitty L that you have to take. It's an L that you didn't ask for. It's the curse of life. Someone else brought you into this world, and not only did they bring you into this world, they handed you their DNA, their good and their bad. And you didn't have no control over none of that. And then you didn't have no control over how they brought you up. The only portion that you have any control over is, what am I gonna do about it today? And if you view it like that, and that is the right way to view it, it's I'm quote unquote right. Although everything that you're saying is also correct, it's just that part is something we can't do nothing about as humans. It comes with the curse of being a human.
Two things can be right.
Facts. Two things can be right.
I'll take that too.
Yeah, we definitely can't change that.
But y'all feel what I'm saying though? Like why I say it like that? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to do something.
It's why I said early on, like, yeah, you're right, but you're right about
certain extent.
exactly about this part and this
No,
portion.
y'all are right to a certain extent.
We both
I'm more
are
right.
to a certain
No,
extent.
I'm more right.
We're
I'm
all
more
right to
No.
a certain extent.
No.
To a certain extent.
At the end of the day, I'm right, bro. You know, but it's because, like I said, bro, it's nobody's gonna do it for you, no matter what you've been through.
That's what I'm saying, man. Some people
It's
don't get
tough.
that kick in the ass to know that, all right, man, I got to take control of my life because they're taught to follow leads.
But life gives you that kick in the ass, and if you continue to do the same shit over and over, and you yield and you want different results, that's your fault.
But the problem is, when
And
you
that's
get
the
that
common
kick,
person.
But it depends on when you get that kick. What if you get that kick after you
but
have
the common
three?
person doesn't know any better because that's what they were taught.
And I get it, and it's the common person's fault.
And so that's why I was talking about. That's why I was talking about changing the mind state, even in any community or just people, just dealing with people on a
Americans as a whole.
I watched. It was something that I was watching about maybe rock and roll or something, and they was talking about where the biggest songwriters came from. It was some little country, like it was some small place, and in their country, it might have been Sweden. It might have been Sweden. They were Swedish or something. All the songwriters that do all the pop music, they write all the pop music. In their country, they don't talk about their success. It's a sin almost to talk about what you've done or what you've accomplished.
Right.
Right?
A mentality I can completely understand.
In our society, people go out of their way, like we were talking about.
Yeah, that's what social media is for.
Exactly. In our society, people go out of their way to show you a lifestyle and a life that they don't have.
Yes, it's what social media is for. Me and my wife are happy. I got a new dog. I got a new car. I got a new house.
I'm dinner.
Traveling. I have dinner. My kids can read. It's like, wow, my life's terrible. Like, really, that's what it's for. It's really to show off, or even if you're showing off how funny you are, or how good you look, or how dope your new outfit is. The whole entire
Or how hard you have it.
Yeah.
Doing videos, sleeping on the floor mattress and roach on the wall. Y'all ain't have it as hard as me.
That is the whole point.
That's just crazy.
And I'm guessing here, but I would go on a limb here and say with 100% confidence that social media is more prevalent in America than any other country.
Because other countries have restrictions, like they don't have certain
internet
shit.
I bet Canada don't, and I bet that they are less into social media than we are.
I don't know. I mean, social media.
But social media is also like an American business, damn near. Like,
yeah,
America makes everything a business. Like a motherfucker do anything anywhere, and they come here and make
that's
a
why
business.
all those other places hate us.
You make a cool idea, them niggas turn into a business.
And then they wove that business into other businesses they already have.
Yep.
Oh, you making a nice ice cream?
Yep.
I like to film a show about you making that nice ice cream. Well, shit, I make songs. I'll do a song for that nice ice cream.
Yes,
you know
but
what?
it's
I can
the
wrap
same-
that ice cream on the side of my trucks and sell it on the side of it. So everybody.
But it's the same as like how everything is ruined for celebrities. Like if you rapping and you rapping and you rapping and you're a successful rapper, like then you get a T-shirt line and then you get a podcast.
And then you get a
it's
movie
like,
role.
Yeah, and
so
it's
when
like
you rap, you clearly can act, can you?
Right.
But this is what this is the infrastructures we
Yes.
have. We take what you create
And we turn
and
it
we
to a
put it
business.
in. Exactly. Now
Yeah.
we got Gucci Man denim.
It waters down everything. It waters down the human race as a whole.
It makes everything a product.
Yeah,
And,
everything is a product.
And once you're a product, somebody gonna buy that product.
But that's what happened to rap.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Money.
what happened to rap
Yep.
music.
Money
It became such a
ruins
booming
everything. You know,
The marketing, like if marketing became
more important than the music.
no, it became so easy to market something and make it huge,
Quick.
Yes,
y'all always say the same thing. Money.
for a cheap amount, for no money,
Yes.
like for no money,
Yes.
right?
But no, the
Before-
money is for the corporate. We saying money for the people at the top doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quick buck.
Yeah, and before they had to spend $1 million to get
Oh
4
yeah,
or 5 million.
yeah. That day over with. But they
Yeah.
was done that too. They'll spend that million quick if I'm gonna get it back in 2 months.
And I was telling my daughter, I was telling Tyler with my daughter, I was saying, you have to understand what rich people do. If I have $20 million, right, and I give you $100,000 to buy a house and invest in the house, and in 30 days I'm gonna make $25,000 for doing nothing but giving you my money. $100,000, which may seem like a lot to you, but I got 20 million. 100,000 is nothing to me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make a fourth of that 100,000 that I gave you in 30 days. That's what rich people do.
Yep. Yep.
That's what they do, and that's how they stay rich.
Yep.
We wanna try to make it seem like we got bread when we don't.
I agree with that. We're gonna take one more quick pause.
One more quick pause.
And then we're gonna wrap.
We're back for like the 18th time.
I know, right?
The reason I feel like this is kind of like different for us to be back like 2 or 3 times. They don't be knowing how we straight one take this bitch all the time. Like we one take this motherfucker.
You don't know how real that thing is.
I need you to help me figure out what I'm gonna do with the rest of my day, man.
Well, no, we can go when we leave here. We can go get the kids to go hang out and bang out.
All right, well, I gotta text my junior as soon as we're done. Anyway, man, we gotta get close to rapping because we got other shit we gotta do, man.
Shout out to Random Acts, man. They got a opening for their studio tonight.
I was just talking about I'm gonna have something down near my home that's gonna have to do with the TheRawHype. I want you to know, Amp and Company, I drove up here to come to y'all's event.
Right.
So just keep that in mind when it's my time. You heard me?
Come on now, boys. But
but
I'm happy
yeah,
for
let
them,
me
man.
know.
Man, proud of them. They got their own little recording space and
They're
shit.
doing like a thing tonight. They got their own like spot
Studio.
to record studio and shit. So they have like a little shindig.
Yeah,
and
man.
shit.
Like a studio.
It's,
You can do like
you know all
filming
these
there.
niggas?
Yeah, I know.
Joe and Mr. Jefferson and all them niggas.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's who it is.
Oh, that's what it is. Shout out Plug with the rug. Shout out Plug with the
Yeah,
rug.
all them
Oh,
niggas,
footage,
yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah, that's all they crew. All they crew.
footage.
Yeah, yep.
We ain't seen them boys, and it's
Yeah.
funny, man. That's a beautiful thing. It's funny that you saying that, and that's what they doing, and like that's a good thing that they doing that, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah, they doing their thing.
That's a beautiful thing to see progress, right?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I remember them as being little dudes just running around.
Yeah, they was young niggas.
Just-
when
yeah,
you were
just
there,
running
like
around,
kids.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
dope.
they on that shit, man. I'm proud of them niggas, so I had to come up here and fuck with them. And like, anytime I have an excuse to come up here, I come anyway. I come to record, I come to see my daughter, so I be like, yeah, man, let me come up there. Nah, you know, I'm a
Pull up.
now I'm working as a nigga.
I'm gonna have to tell Ty to go check them out.
Yeah. He should come to the event tonight. I'll talk to you about it when we done here.
Yeah.
I'm just putting on a beat, Reb. You going?
Let's go, man. Shout out to ME. We appreciate you pulling up on us, man.
Man, this shit said they got a hook and an intro. You say you been you have been wanting to come back, man.
No, man, shit.
Yeah.
We need to set up a little Patreon segment for ME, man, because he got some real talk.
I know, man. Just
he ain't even tell that Tupac story for us yet, man. He have to tell that story.
You know it.
I hate this beat.
I was about to tell you. Can you turn that funky head ass shit off? But yeah, man, we probably try to set that up, yo. You know, a segment once a month or something.
Oh yeah, we could do something.
Have some people sending some questions.
That's not tough to do.
Almost like a Dr. Emmy.
I'm finna get cold on this editing shit.
Ice cold?
I hope so. I'm finna get better than I ever was, and I was already decent. But I'm switching to PC, man. Got me a new gaming PC. They mad with me, boy.
Boy, trader.
The boy is. I see him trying to set it up. He just want me to come whoop him.
Nah,
in
bro.
his stadium. He just want me to
Let me
come
whoop him. Off in this home fucking stadium. Hey, let me whoop him.
Yeah.
This one is hot, that's why they rated him.
Wow.
I'ma whip him. Boy, talk too much shit and I'ma clip him. I pull up in the spot, them hating boys was tripping. So I'ma send them on the trip, yeah, that's for sure.
Send them on the trip, yeah, they tripping. Send me outside and the nigga never slipping. When I'm in the car, hold it tight, a nigga gripping. And if a nigga got a problem, shoot, Scottie Pippen. Hey, when I pull up, everybody getting jealous. I don't really give a fuck when any motherfucker tell us. We gon' do what we want, and we gon' do it every night. And if you see us at Amps, they gon' say that's RawHype. Yeah, that's us.
That's boy us. We got them shirts on, cause that shit a mug. And that guy, even God will we trust. But in that iron we trust too, cause it a bug. Look how you want it, tell me just how you want it. Look, a lot of people run their lips, they just performing. And then the beat start to skid when I'm on it. Cause even the beat know that they don't want it. Look, it don't want it.
He don't want it, I ain't giving him no warning. I shoot a nigga night and he be dead in the morning. You know you understand it, the hottest on the planet. And I'ma break him off, I'm like a motherfucking bandit.
Titties I like Janet. Did you see him? At the Super Bowl, who I couldn't believe him. I saw that nipple ring, I started tickling myself.
Yeah, we out, man.
We out here, man. Shout out to RawHype, man.
Shout out to Cool Time, shout out to Random Acts Podcast, we gone.
Shout out every damn.
You already know, man.
More fire for the boost. I don't know how you RawHype, but we RawHype responsibly.
Ooh.